Hello friends, how are you all? Welcome you all to my new topic which I have come today for you guys, and that is whether to deduct TDS on provision for expenses or not. As we all know that from time to time there have always been judgments and there have always been doubts that do we need to deduct the TDS on provision for expenses. Yes, you heard me right. If we are bearing some kind of an expense and we are charging it off to profit and loss account, obviously it entails for TDS deduction. But what about the provision for expenses which are made at the year end? Do we need to deduct TDS on those? So, from time to time, there have been dilemmas. In this respect, in January month, there is a ITAT judgment which clarifies that TDS provisions are not applicable on the provisions for expenditure since the payee is not identifiable and liability is not ascertained. Recently, the Mumbai bench of the ITAT in the case of Sonata IT dealt with the issue of applicability of TDS on the provision for expenditure created in the books of account. The tribunal held that TDS provisions are not applicable on the provision for expenditure since the taxpayer had not credited the amount to any specific account. The taxpayer does not know the payee and the liability was not ascertained. As per the regular practice, taxpayer identifies the payee in the subsequent assessment year and deducts the relevant tax at source. Accordingly, the disallowance provisions under Section 40 AIA of the Income Tax Act 1961 are not applicable. Facts of the case. The taxpayer is, अब हम इसमें देखेंगे कि क्या केस हुआ था, क्या केस स्टडी थी एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट कैसे जजमेंट पास हुई. The taxpayer is a fully owned subsidiary of an Indian company engaged in the business of various kinds of software related business. During the assessment year, the taxpayer had created provision for expenses relating to the incomplete project for which taxpayer has already recognized the revenue. These expenses cannot be ascertained due to the reason that the assignment of work is not determined and the nature of expenses claim may change. The exact nature of expenses will be determined only when the actual expenses of work is assigned in the subsequent assessment year. The assessing officer observed that when the taxpayer credited the expenses and claims the relevant expenses, the disallowance provision under Section 40 AIA is attracted. Further, the taxpayer has reversed the entries in the subsequent year. Therefore, it is clearly a violation of provision of Section 40 AIA and accordingly expenditure was liable to be disallowed. Now, tribunal gave the decision that the taxpayer had recognized the revenue and at the same time there were costs which has to be absorbed before recognizing the revenue. Those costs are visible and estimated but cannot be quantified. That is, they have identified the nature of expenses to be incurred but cannot decide to whom such work to be assigned. This will be ascertained only when such jobs are assigned. In order to close the books with the matching principles, generally, the taxpayers will create a general provision in their books and it will be reversed in the subsequent year as and when it is assigned or ascertained. Since the payee is not known and also liability is not ascertained, the taxpayer cannot apply the TDS provisions. This method of accounting is adopted by the taxpayer consistently, therefore the method adopted by the taxpayer is proper. Since the taxpayer had already declared the revenue without completing the unascertained jobs, without creating the relevant general provision, it will amount to excess charge of income to tax. When the same provision is disallowed, it amounts to double taxation. As per the regular practice, the taxpayer identifies the pay in the subsequent AY and deducts the relevant tax at source. Even the payee declares the relevant income in their ROI and pays the relevant taxes. Therefore, there is no loss to the revenue. The tribunal observed that the taxpayer had followed the accepted method of revenue recognition and to the extent of provision reversed, the taxpayer gets the benefit of deduction. Further, the taxpayer does not know the payee or the liability is not ascertained and therefore the provision of Section 40 AIA is not applicable as held in the case of Apollo Tyres Limited. The Delhi Tribunal in Apollo Tyres remitted the issue back to the AO to verify whether the payee is not identifiable. In the present case, it is clear from the record that the work was not assigned to anyone. Therefore, it is only a general provision and the taxpayer has not credited to any provision to any specific account. Therefore, TDS provisions would not apply to the taxpayer. Our comments. The issue with respect to the applicability of TDS provisions has been a matter of debate before the courts or the tribunal. Some of the courts or tribunal have held that mere passing of book entries which have subsequently been reversed would not give rise to an obligation to deduct tax at source. No income had accrued, arisen, or deemed to have accrued or arisen which is chargeable to tax in the hands of a payee. The Mumbai Tribunal in the case of Alliance Media and Entertainment Limited held that the taxpayer had no liability to deduct tax in respect of provision made in the books of accounts since the payee is not identifiable at the time of making of provision. No start obligation was cast upon the taxpayer to deduct tax at source. On the other hand, the Bangalore Tribunal in the case of IBM India held that the taxpayer would be liable to deduct tax on provision for expenditure created in books of accounts. The Mumbai Tribunal in the present case has held that the TDS provisions are not applicable on the provision for expenditure since the taxpayer had not credited the amount to any specific account. The taxpayer does not know the pay and the liability was not. I would like to thank you all friends for patient hearing, and I hope that this was an useful topic for all of us. Thank you.